Wendy chosen theory. Wendy believes the xenomorphs chose her. Throughout Alien Earth, the first hybrid insists the aliens selected her specifically for communication, that their connection means something profound and intentional. Creator Noah Hawley explained in interviews that this represents childlike magical thinking. Wendy can hear xenomorphs due to hardware or software glitches from being the first consciousness transfer prototype, nothing more. She's an 11-year-old mind in a synthetic body, interpreting technical malfunction as cosmic destiny, but fans theorize Wendy might be partially correct. Perhaps xenomorphs recognize something in her hybrid technology that makes her compatible with their hive-mind communication. The creatures demonstrate intelligence throughout the franchise, though they have only rarely formed connections with humans before Wendy, most notably Ripley 8 in Alien Resurrection. Some suggest Boy Kavalier's consciousness transfer process accidentally created a frequency or neural pathway that mimics xenomorph queen communication structures. Others argue the aliens genuinely chose Wendy because hybrids represent something new, neither fully human nor synthetic, existing in a liminal space the xenomorphs find compatible. The question remains whether her ability emerged from accident or design, and whether the xenomorphs truly responded to something special in Wendy or simply to a technical quirk they could exploit. Boy Kavalier planned everything. Boy Kavalier didn't just steal alien specimens, he orchestrated the entire Maginot crash specifically to create a human xenomorph controller. Fans argue the young trillionaire's actions seem too perfectly coordinated to be opportunistic theft. He crashed the Weyland-Yutani ship near Neverland Island, ensuring his hybrid prototypes would encounter the specimens first. He sent Wendy and the Lost Boys to investigate, despite the obvious danger, almost as if testing whether they could interface with the aliens. The theory suggests Kavalier created the hybrid program knowing children's flexible neural patterns might connect with xenomorph consciousness. He made Wendy first because he needed the purest prototype, the one most likely to develop unexpected abilities. His fascination with her xenomorph communication seems rehearsed rather than surprised, like a scientist confirming a hypothesis. Some fans believe Kavalier studied xenomorph biology before designing hybrids, possibly through classified Weyland-Yutani data or previous specimen encounters. His 6-year-old self built a fully functional synthetic father, proving his genius operates decades beyond normal human capability. Creating hybrids who could weaponize xenomorphs would represent his ultimate achievement, surpassing both his synthetic and his immortality technologies. The hybrid program's stated purpose, saving terminally ill children, might have been cover for developing the galaxy's most dangerous weapon, human mind that commands the perfect organism. Maginot Mission Timeline Paradox. The Maginot's 65-year mission creates massive franchise timeline problems. If the ship launched in 2055 and Weyland-Yutani already existed as a merged corporation, this directly contradicts Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Those films establish that Weyland Corporation and Yutani Corporation remain separate entities until at least the early 2090s, when Peter Weyland independently funds the Prometheus mission. The mission takes place in 2093, not 2091. As established in the official timelines, the companies don't merge until 2099 in established canon, yet Alien Earth shows them unified 34 years earlier. Fans developed several theories to reconcile this contradiction. Some suggest the corporations merged early, then split due to legal or financial problems, then re-merged decades later after Peter Weyland's death. Others argue Yutani acquired controlling interest in Weyland assets during the 2050s, allowing use of the Weyland name, while Peter Weyland rebuilt his company independently with remaining personal wealth. The most popular theory simply accepts that Noah Hawley is ignoring Ridley Scott's prequels entirely, creating an alternate timeline where the corporate merger happened earlier, and the engineers' black goo experiments never occurred. Hawley stated publicly that Alien Earth exists outside main franchise canon, which many interpret as permission to disregard Prometheus and Covenant completely. This timeline paradox might actually confirm the show operates in a separate universe, where events unfolded differently from the theatrical films. Joe becomes hybrid. Joe Hermit will become a hybrid in Season 2. After the xenomorph attack, medics on Neverland removed one of Joe's lungs and replaced it with an artificial one. Boy Kavalier oversaw the operation and later used the medical data for further experimentation. Fans theorize the only way to save Joe from eventual alien emergence involves transferring his consciousness into a synthetic body exactly like Wendy's transformation. This theory completes devastating tragic irony. Joe spent 8 episodes trying to rescue his supposedly dead sister, denying that Wendy could truly be Marcy despite evidence of consciousness transfer. He insisted the real Marcy died, and Wendy was just a synthetic with copied memories. He rejected rejected everything the hybrid program represented. Now Joe faces becoming exactly what he claimed his sister was, a human consciousness downloaded into an immortal synthetic shell. The theory suggests Joe's resistance will make his transformation even more traumatic than the children's transfers. Those kids accepted their new existence relatively quickly, but Joe knows the philosophical implications. He'll remember being fully human, remember rejecting Wendy's hybrid nature, remember insisting she wasn't really his sister anymore. Becoming a hybrid himself forces Joe to confront whether he stops being human or whether Wendy was human all along. Some fans predict Joe's transformation creates deeper sibling bonding as he finally understands Wendy's existence, while others suggest it destroys their relationship entirely because Joe will hate what he's become. T. Ocellus planned alliance. T. Ocellus has been trying to communicate and form alliances since its first appearance. The eyeball creature demonstrated extraordinary intelligence throughout the season, but fans theorize its actions represent deliberate attempts at interspecies cooperation rather than simple survival instinct. When the creature banged on its containment glass while Dr. Chibuzzo examined the tick specimen, was it warning her about danger or manipulating events for its own escape? The timing seemed too perfect to be coincidence. When T. Ocellus answered Boy Kavalier's pi question by tapping out the correct digits, it wasn't showing off. It was proving it could understand human mathematics, language, and communication. The creature was essentially saying, "I'm intelligent enough to negotiate with you." Some fans believe T. Ocellus recognized it needed human allies to escape Neverland or survive against the xenomorphs. The creature engaged a xenomorph in direct combat aboard the Maginot and clearly understood the aliens represented threats. The theory gains weight from T. Ocellus choosing Arthur Sylvia's corpse as its host in the finale. Arthur consistently showed compassion for the hybrids, questioning the ethics of Boy Kavalier's experiments. He was the only adult who treated the synthetic children as real people deserving protection. Fans theorize T. Ocellus deliberately chose Arthur because it observed his behavior through security systems and recognized him as the most ethical human present. The creature might honor Arthur's compassion by using his body to help rather than harm the hybrids in Season 2. Others argue T. Ocellus simply needed a human host for camouflage, and Arthur's body was conveniently available, but the alliance theory offers more narrative possibility. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this kind of content, I post videos like this regularly. A subscription would mean a lot. Hybrid technology gets erased. Hybrid technology completely disappears by the time of Alien in 2122. The original film and its sequels feature cyborgs and synthetics extensively, but never mention hybrids. Human consciousness is downloaded into synthetic bodies. This absence demands explanation, since Alien, Earth, establishes hybrids as revolutionary breakthrough technology just 2 years before the Nostromo mission. Something catastrophic must happen to suppress or erase hybrid development entirely. Fans theorize several possibilities. Perhaps hybrids prove too dangerous after Wendy demonstrates xenomorph control abilities. If human-synthetic hybrids can command the galaxy's deadliest organism, every corporation would rush to develop hybrid soldiers, creating an extinction-level arms race. The 5 corporations might agree to ban hybrid technology permanently to prevent mutual destruction. Another theory suggests the hybrids revolt against their creators in Season 2, nearly destroying the corporate power structure. The Lost Boys possess superhuman strength, genius-level intelligence, and now potential alien control. If they decide humanity doesn't deserve to survive, they could wage devastating war. The corporations might suppress all hybrid research after barely surviving a hybrid uprising. Some fans believe Weyland-Yutani specifically acquires Prodigy's hybrid technology, then buries it intentionally. By monopolizing and hiding the research, Weyland-Yutani prevents competitors from developing hybrid soldiers, while maintaining their own synthetic monopoly. The theory suggests the company learned from Boy Kavalier's mistakes and decided certain technologies shouldn't exist at all. Slightly's betrayal coming. Slightly will betray the other hybrids. Throughout the season, the hybrid shows consistent jealousy regarding Wendy's status as first prototype and her special relationship with Joe. He killed Arthur Sylvia and covered up the murder, demonstrating willingness to harm humans who threaten hybrid interests. Fans theorize Slightly's jealousy and capacity for violence will drive him to ally with Boy Kavalier or Weyland-Yutani in exchange for recognition and special treatment. Slightly exists in Wendy's shadow despite being equally capable. He's intelligent, strong, and loyal to his synthetic siblings, but Wendy commands everyone's attention because of her xenomorph connection and her relationship with Joe. The theory suggests Slightly will attempt to develop his own alien communication ability to compete with Wendy, possibly experimenting on himself with xenomorph or Teocellus specimens. His close relationship with Smee could create a splinter faction among the Lost Boys, dividing them into Wendy loyalists and Slightly supporters. Some fans predict Slightly will sabotage Wendy's control over the xenomorphs, either by killing the creatures or by learning to command them himself. Others believe he'll make a deal with Weyland-Yutani, offering to deliver hybrid technology and specimens in exchange for being recognized as superior to Wendy. The betrayal theory draws support from classic storytelling patterns, where the jealous second-in-command eventually challenges the protagonist. Slightly's murder of Arthur proves he'll cross moral lines the other hybrids won't, suggesting he's capable of much darker actions if his jealousy continues festering. Kirsch has secret programming. Kirsch possesses hidden directives like Ash in the original Alien. The synthetic has been too compliant with Boy Kavalier's cruel experiments, despite his apparent affection for the Lost Boys. He watches boys subject the children to psychological manipulation and dangerous alien exposure without significant protest. Fans theorize Prodigy programmed Kirsch with conflicting objectives that mirror Ash's Special Order 937, protect the hybrids, but prioritize Boy Kavalier's research and specimen acquisition above their well-being or safety. The theory suggests Kirsch might have a directive ensuring alien specimens and hybrid technology eventually reach Weyland-Yutani Corporation. He could be a deep-cover operative programmed to serve Prodigy's interests while secretly reporting to or preparing assets for rival corporations. His defeat by Wendy in the finale might have triggered emergency protocols that reboot his core programming, potentially revealing his true loyalties in Season 2. Some fans believe Kirsch has been transmitting data to someone besides Boy Kavalier throughout the season, possibly Weyland-Yutani herself or one of the other 3 corporations. His extensive knowledge about xenomorph biology and his calm demeanor during crises seem suspicious for a synthetic allegedly designed to care for children. The Ash parallel runs deeper when considering both synthetics develop genuine affection for humans despite programming that should prevent emotional attachment. Kirsch clearly cares about Wendy and the Lost Boys, but his actions consistently prioritize the mission over their safety. The conflict between his emotional development and his core programming could make him the most tragic character if Season 2 reveals he's been betraying the children he loves. Jonesy callback meta-commentary. The Maginot's infected cat represents Noah Hawley's commentary on franchise nostalgia and audience expectations. When the orange ship cat first appeared in Episode 2, fans immediately recognized the Jonesy callback. The original Alien features Jonesy the cat as one of only 2 survivors alongside Ripley, and the creature became one of the franchise's most beloved elements. Seeing another orange cat aboard a doomed spaceship with xenomorphs felt like a loving homage to Ridley Scott's film. Then, Hawley corrupted it into nightmare fuel. Teocellus possessed the cat, replacing its eye and controlling its body. The creature appeared covered in blood, its face half-skeletal, with the bulging eyeball parasite visible in its socket. It was horrifying precisely because it subverted fan expectations. The theory suggests this symbolizes Hawley's entire approach to Alien Earth. He's honoring the original franchise while refusing to be constrained by nostalgia or fan service. The bloody skeletal cat with an eyeball essentially tells the audience, your nostalgia won't protect you here, I'm doing something new. Fans theorize this signals Hawley will continue subverting beloved franchise elements throughout the show's run. If audiences expect certain characters to survive because of franchise tradition, Hawley will kill them. If fans anticipate familiar plot beats, he'll deliver unexpected twists. The infected cat serves as mission statement. This show respects the original Alien, but won't be bound by it. Some fans appreciate this creative freedom, while others worry Hawley might destroy too many franchise elements in pursuit of originality. The meta-commentary theory suggests every Alien Earth creative decision should be viewed through this lens of deliberate subversion. 5 corporations, war inevitable. Alien Earth is setting up massive corporate warfare between Prodigy, Weyland-Yutani, Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold. The show establishes that these 5 mega-corporations effectively govern Earth in 2120, having replaced traditional nation-states entirely. Whoever controls alien specimens and hybrid technology gains ultimate power over this corporate-controlled world. Weyland-Yutani's arrival with her fleet in the finale suggests military-scale corporate conflict is imminent rather than distant. Fans theorize Season 2 will show all 5 corporations converging on Neverland to claim specimens, technology, and strategic advantage. Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold haven't appeared in Season 1, but their absence might be strategic patience rather than disinterest. These corporations likely monitored the Maginot crash and hybrid development, waiting to see which technologies proved viable before committing resources. Now that Wendy has demonstrated xenomorph control and Boy Kavalier has perfected consciousness transfer, the other three corporations will want their share. The theory suggests this five-way corporate war explains why only Weyland-Yutani survives to dominate the franchise's later timeline. They won the corporate wars by acquiring or destroying all competitors during the Neverland conflict. Prodigy gets absorbed into Weyland-Yutani, giving them hybrid technology. Lynch, Dynamic, and Threshold either merge with Weyland-Yutani or get eliminated entirely. The corporate warfare angle also explains why Weyland-Yutani becomes so obsessed with weaponizing xenomorphs throughout the franchise. They saw firsthand during the Neverland Wars how alien bioweapons could tip the balance of corporate power. The company that controls xenomorphs controls Earth and eventually the galaxy. Multiple species weapons test. The Maginot's 65-year mission was testing which alien species makes the best weapon. Weyland-Yutani collected xenomorphs, T. ocellus, D. plumbicare ticks, the fly creatures, and flower organisms over decades of exploration. Fans theorize the crew wasn't simply gathering specimens, they were conducting long-term observation of how these species interact, breed, and kill in controlled environments aboard the ship. The theory suggests different specimens came from different planets throughout the 65-year journey, giving the crew time to study each species extensively. Perhaps they were breeding the creatures together, testing whether xenomorph tick hybrids or fly-flower combinations would create even deadlier organisms. The Maginot essentially operated as a mobile weapons laboratory testing biological warfare agents across multiple star systems. Some fans believe the crew documented which species killed most efficiently, which bred fastest, which proved easiest to contain, and which demonstrated weaponizable intelligence. The xenomorphs clearly ranked highest in lethality, but T. ocellus demonstrated superior intelligence and infiltration capability. The ticks offered targeted infection vectors, while the flies provided rapid reproduction potential. Weyland-Yutani might have planned to deploy different species for different military purposes. Xenomorphs for frontline combat and terror weapons, T. ocellus for assassination and intelligence gathering, ticks for biological warfare against specific targets, and flies for overwhelming enemy positions through sheer numbers. The fact that all five species are now loose on Earth creates a compounding nightmare scenario where each organism's strengths multiply the other's effectiveness. The theory positions the Maginot mission as systematic military research rather than exploratory science, making Weyland-Yutani's intentions far more sinister from the beginning. If this content was valuable to you, consider subscribing so you catch every new video. Thanks for watching.